With the economy the way it is today, everyone's looking for a leg up. My Credit Kings can help you do that. We offer a free consultation and 1 month free credit repair. All you got to do is click the link below at mycreditking.com. Y'all know a comedian by the name of Godfrey. He's a modern day comedian, not the old Godfrey. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the new one. His parents are from Nigeria and all this. He was a stand-up comedian, really big mouth. You know him. Anyway, he had a video that went viral for all the wrong reasons in his estimation, about a joke he made about Terry Crews. Now, again, we're not defending Terry Crews and his behavior at all. That's not the topic of this discussion. This is about Godfrey. Make sure y'all stay on topic. This is about Godfrey. See, he made a comment about Terry Crews, about how Terry Crews makes all that money and gets all these roles, and he went on this. What would you say? He went off script, I guess, because he started feeding into the audience that was there, and said that Terry Crews makes all that money because he knows how to pretty much tap dance for white people, is what he said, and started to mock Terry Crews as though he was Satchmo. You know who Satchmo is? You know, Louis Armstrong. Is that you? Hello, Dolly. You know him, right? So that's what he was doing.
The real reason why Terry Crews gets so much work.
No, because he's
well.
No, but he does. He dances when there's no music playing.
Yeah,
Smile's really big too.
It's also you find
Now the video, like I said, went crazy, made it to hit World Star Hip Hop, and he eventually came back and was trying to apologize.
I'm gonna personally say this to Terry Crews. I want to apologize. We were a little harsh on you. That wasn't cool.
But I want to paint you a picture of who Godfrey really is, because in all of his efforts to demean Terry Crews about how he makes his money, I think Godfrey forgot that he does the same thing. I think he forgot that he's a master tap dancer himself. Like, he has like one of the top grade shoes out there. He had a comedy show in Montreal, I think it was, at least Canada somewhere. And he came on stage, and the people were kind of dry to him at first because he was making fun of the French language. And he slowly went into this thing about learning Spanish instead, and then said that Spanish people rejoice when you make one word right. But it's his action that caught us kind of not by surprise, but made us laugh at him.
One word. You could be in a hotel in a Spanish-speaking country. Go, how you doing? Cabeza. Cabeza! Hey! How do you know that? Muy bien!
Remember, he was talking about how Terry Crews does the dance, but he proceeds to do the exact same thing for an audience majority white folk. So Godfrey, can I ask you a question, buddy? Is that idea of making money, tap dancing for white, is that only a Terry Crews thing, or does it apply to you as well? Because it seems to me that that's how you make your whole living, is by making faces and coming across like a minstrel show yourself. You use your facial expressions to make money. You complain about Terry Crews smiling all the time, but that's 90% of your face is a grin. That's how you made your entire career. But mind you, I think what really happened was you got jealous of Terry. Now, Terry is worth about 4 times the amount you are, right, Godfrey, if I'm not mistaken? And you might attribute that to him knowing how to tap dance better than you. But is he tap dancing better than you, or does he just have better people in his corner? Are you just jealous of the man? Look, I understand, maybe that he has a little more talent. He may not be as funny as you. I don't necessarily consider you funny to begin with, but people consider you funny. So is Terry just doing better than you, or is he just appealing to a different crowd of white people? Now, I know some black people that like Terry Crews. There are some movies I like seeing Terry in, but after a certain time, I realized that he was leaning to the other side of the arena of the elites. So I put him to the side. But again, we're talking about you, Mr. Godfrey. Here's our biggest issue, okay? How you gonna throw stones living in one of the most fragile glass houses there is? Look, I understand why you apologize, because it went viral. It went crazy. You didn't expect it to do that, though. No, you see, you had to then come back and say, well, man, I know Terry. I know him from way back when. I don't mean nothing by it, Terry. Can I get some of your clout?
Mike, how many views do we have on that one video we did about Terry Crews? I know Terry through TK when he was unemployed.
Yeah. Terry, can I get some of your clout? I'm struggling over here. All I got is podcasts, and all I got is a little bit of stand-up comedy. That's all I got. Nobody really wants to see me. But they want to see you. So maybe I just need to copy what you do. How's that working out, Godfrey? It working out pretty good? Let me ask you a question. Is it commonplace for you to talk about somebody doing something that you do yourself? Now, I'd understand if you were calling out Terry Crews for something he was doing and you weren't doing it, man, I wouldn't have no problem. None. Because you are seeing a problem with how he makes fun of something that ought not to be funny and playing to a certain crowd for views, and you don't do that, man, I'd be in your corner. Problem is, you do it too. And in fact, you do it more blatantly than he does. Way more. But for you, it's comedy and funny. For him, he's tap dancing. Now, many people might think, well, this is such a petty thing to be pointing out, but is it petty? Let me ask a question to all the people who might think this is petty. Isn't the running thing today, you shouldn't be talking bad about your brother, you should lift your brother up? How come ain't nobody telling that to Godfrey? How come nobody's telling Godfrey you shouldn't be talking bad about your brother? Why do black men always have to cut black men down? I mean, they tell it to us all the time, so I don't know why they don't say it to Godfrey. I mean, probably because he tap danced to the right rhythm. You know, probably because of that. So here it is, Godfrey. If you are going to call somebody out for doing something, maybe, just a thought, make sure that you're not doing the exact same thing, but putting yourself in a different category because you don't see what you're doing is wrong, but you see somebody else is doing it wrong. But you're doing the same thing. That's what you call, what's that word? It starts with an H. Hypocrisy. That's what it is. It's being a hypocrite. It's being a very big hypocrite, Godfrey. Don't get mad at Terry because he does what you do better. Don't get mad at Terry because when he does it, he makes more money than you. Just say you're jealous, man. Just say you're jealous. Now, if I were you, I wouldn't be jealous of Terry. If I were you, I'd find my own niche that wouldn't require the things you're so against. Tap dancing. Just stop tap dancing. Take off the shoes, man. You say you're funny, right? Prove it. Prove it without the antics all the antics you do and all the minstrel show stuff you do. Stop doing that. Because remember, again, I'm only going here because you went there with somebody else. You poked fun at it. You said, well, so stupid for him to do. But again, in all of your efforts, right? Has your backbiting won you anything? Nope. Got you any further? Nope. Because listen to me carefully, Godfrey. I'm really trying to help you out here. People see what you're doing and what you say is completely antithetical to what you're doing. Change that. Now, people can come back and say, too strong, you talk about black people all the time. Yeah, we do. We point out all the bad behavior. You know what we don't do? Is the same thing we're pointing out. It's I don't know, it's pretty simple to do. I mean, well, maybe it not be simple for everybody, but it's simple for Too Strong. If we decide, okay, we're going to call out, say, Kevin Hart for, say, wearing a dress and getting humped by Shaq. You know what we can do? We can do that proudly because you know what we're not doing? Wearing a dress and getting humped by a man. It's so easy. See how quick that was? Simple, quick, easy, fast, and to the point. You, however, Godfrey, can't do that. You can't be going on stage and calling somebody out for something when we have video footage of you doing the same thing and not get nearly the kind of accolades that the person you're calling out. We can easily see you're jealous. You just wish. This is what I really believe. You just wish that you were as good at doing it as Terry was. You're just mad, bro. Jealousy is a hell of a thing, man. It'll destroy you, bro. It'll destroy you. You what, 55 now? 56? Terry's a little bit ahead of you. You don't think that's what it is? You've only been able to get to like 5 milli, maybe 6. He's all the way up to almost 30 mil in worth. You sure that's not the reason that you said what you said? And also the reason you apologized? You sure that's not it? You sure you're just not apologizing because you realize this may cost me a little bit extra $1 million and I'm going after the one person that I could use for clout? I don't know exactly what it is, but I've seen this attitude before. And who was it? It was, Bernie Mac and that other guy, Steve Harvey. Yeah, that rivalry went kind of weird. Acted as friends, but everybody knew what happened between those two, right? One was way funnier than the other, and the other one got jealous. I, I kind of smell the same thing coming off of you. Here's my advice, and this is to all, and I'm sorry if I say this like this, okay, but this is to Black America. Listen carefully. There is nothing wrong with calling out either bad behavior, stupid behavior, silly behavior, erratic behavior, uncalled for behavior, untoward behavior. No problem with that at all, as long as the person calling it out is not participating in the exact same thing they're calling out. You see, what that does is completely counter your whole topic. It doesn't make sense after a point because all you're doing is just trying to take and throw shade at somebody that you don't like. That's what you call crabs in a bucket. That would be the actual definition, working, functioning definition of crabs in a bucket. However, if you are a crab outside the bucket and are pointing, stop doing that because all you're doing is destroying the people that are around you, completely acceptable because you are not contributing to the downfall of the people you're calling out. Unlike you, Godfrey. Unlike you. See, we, Too Strong, can do that. You know why? We ain't hypocrites. We are calling people out on things that we know we don't do ourselves. And it's not a bragging thing. It's just what you call, what's that word? Doing it right? I guess that's what it is. We're just doing it the right way. I encourage you, Godfrey. Get off the jealousy train and to tell you what, learn from Terry. If you really want to be like him, just learn from him. Ask him to guide you. Ask him to show you how to dance. I don't know. Instead of cutting him down. Because you're all in the same boat. Let's just be honest. You're both in the same boat. Neither one of you are doing right. Let's just get that out in the open, okay? But if you're both not going to be doing right, at least not do right the right way. That makes sense? Yeah, don't do right the right way. Don't cut him down. He might be the last person that'll help you. Or he might be the only one. Because it looks like it ain't nobody else coming to help you.